Hey everybody, it's Ronn Grant, and you're watching Just for the Record. Stay tuned, you're watching 284 Media.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Hipolito Deigo Penn, welcome to Just for the Record.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
So I do some research and I tend to kind of roll through the district just to get an idea of what people think about the candidates as well as the representative. And this is what some people had to say about you. He's a father, son, takes care of his family, a businessman. Yes, I know him. Everybody in Easton know who Diego is. Diego is a cool guy, hard worker. Now others also said he's too cocky, full of himself. He has nothing to offer or any educational qualifications. He's just a truck man and a street man. One woman said, I can't take Diego seriously. Just for the record, again, these are not my words. These are the words of some of the members of the electorate. When you hear the claims that you somehow don't have something to offer or anything to offer the people of the electorate, what do you say to those claims?
Well, I'll say this here. Representing people, it starts off with having a passion and the love of people. You know, you must always have people interest at heart. And I've always had that throughout my life with dealing with people. I always try to deal with them fair and honestly. Through the walks of my life, I have always been fighting for the betterment of people on my jobs and different places.
Who is Diego? Or Hipolito?
Well, my name is Hipolito Deigo Penn. I'm 51 years old. I was born in Tortola, raised in the Longlow Fairfax Bay area to the parents of Naomi Garden and my father's Monroe Penn. I have 7 kids. That's why I'm right now.
Okay, that's in a nutshell, that's who you are. Now, you have long been a supporter of the present representative. Why now run against him? You've taken his place on the NDP ticket. Why did that change come about?
Well, the first thing I'll say is loyalty should not blind you. The only thing that's supposed to be blind in this world is justice. You're supposed to listen and be able to evaluate something based on the facts and evidence that is placed before you. I was a supporter of the Honorable Kedrick Pitran, yes, but before I was supporting him, I was supporting the Virgin Islands Party also.
Okay.
But prior to that, and still at this present moment, my first priority is being a Virgin Islander. And if things are not working out for the best of people, the people who you represent is who it is supposed to benefit throughout your whole or your entire time being in council. Now I've seen the neglect of our community, the breakdown in the social structure and stuff like that. You have unemployment in our district. For example, things like farming have what fall under his portfolio have diminished. There's a cry just for water in Paraquita Bay, but there's a water plant in Paraquita Bay. But I have already identified that the problem is a distribution problem. Okay. So what we need to do is actually put a reservoir in Paraquita Bay so that the farmers themselves can have water from the plant to the reservoir and feed back to the farmers. There's also been a neglect in the fishing industry. The fishing complex has been closed since the storms, and we need to take it to a different level, turn that fishery into a factory. You need to actually probably move from the present location so that it can actually reap more benefits. Okay. We need to go into different type of fishing, sport fishing and the different areas of fishing so that we have a broader spectrum of fishermen out there and we could create more gainful employment for our youths.
No, why the NDP? You could have ran with anyone. Why the NDP?
Well, I actually started off as an independent candidate.
Okay.
And for quite some time, I've been sitting and having talks with the Honorable Myron. And based on his vision and the party's vision from where the NDP stand at the moments before and where the party is heading in this time with the new nucleus of young person on board, it convinced me to come on board.
Okay. Now, let's visualize the 7th District for a minute. First of all, where does the 7th District begin?
The 7th District begins at the foot of Sophie Bay area. That's in the vicinity of where the gentleman that does the roti.
Okay.
And it goes as far as the police station. Everything that falls on the left side with the police station going straight up to Liddick's Hill. And then when it gets to Spring Gut, it goes down the hill back into Paraquita
That's
Bay
the
and
7th District.
That's the 7th
Good.
District.
When you visualize the 7th District, you sit on 42nd Street or you kind of drive through. What would it look like under your leadership?
Well, one, we need to have, in terms of garbage and stuff along the way, from the whole entire 8th district come straight into the 7th. I know you're asking about the 7th, but that is the first gateway for tourists coming out to the airport, right? And we need to actually have a cleanup campaign, get the whole place clean, and start to have a beautifying something, a unified beautification committee to have the whole entire place beautified, head straight into Paraquita Bay, Sophie Bay.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, just for the record, we'll be right back with Mr. Hipolito Deigo Penn.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch and get? You say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service and a breathtaking ambiance, not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Diego, over the years, there has been quite a disconnect between the younger generation, persons of my age group, and the older generation. Some young persons even say, you know what, I'm not going to vote because they don't listen to me. What is one of the ways that you plan to bridge the gap between the younger generation and the older, more seasoned members of government?
Well, it starts off too with a lack of respect. Our younger generation, a lot of them, have lost a little bit of respect for our older folks. We have to understand that they have paved the way for us. But also the older generation also must understand that it's a new time. It's a revolution of internet and the whole electronic system and the way that the global economy is working and stuff. So things what happened back in their time, it's a shift. So we have to understand now that bridging that gap is things like going and just sitting and listening to the older folks speak. You understand? One of my thing that I'm looking at is having social gatherings where the older folks and the younger folks can meet and have a chat with them. All older folks who at home and stuff like that, who needs help in terms of getting their hair done, their nails and stuff like that. One of my things, I want to have a little committee that is going to be going to these homes to aid in helping these persons. And it's an opportunity for young barbers, nail technicians or hairstylists to go there. And when you go there, engage a conversation while you're doing stuff like that.
Okay.
You understand? And you'll, trust me, you'll gain valuable knowledge.
No, I'm going to ask you 3. They seem like simple questions, but this is what I want for you. Yes or no? And I'm going to tell you why I want a yes or no, because when you get in the House of Assembly, the Speaker usually says, you know, those Those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? No. So I want you to answer these questions simply yes or no, as if not only you're a citizen, yes, but as a possibly a future legislator. We need to know where you stand on these issues. Legalization of marijuana,
Yes.
legalization of gay marriage,
No.
legalization of abortion.
That's not even a yes or no situation. I have to say there is instances where I feel that a woman should have the right over her body, and especially in instances of rape or whatever it is.
Okay.
It's a ticklish subject to really just say yes or no, but I guess with more interaction on the campaign trail, speaking to more women, I'll be able to come to probably a more definite answer.
And why yes to legalization of marijuana?
Yes, because the thing is, the world is shifting. When you watch how America came into the Caribbean, burned out all of their marijuana fields, went back to the United States, in Colorado, it made over $200 million in their first week. Imagine just what will happen if we have to legalize marijuana, and we could also have some benefits where government can tax this, and also farmers can make revenue and stuff like that. And it saves our young men from being incarcerated and losing an identity, be able to travel, be able to get a job and stuff
Because
like
of
that.
a record?
Yeah, because of the record. And this is something it is basically nearly recognized around the world right now. I mean, St. Vincent lately have just passed to have it legalized.
Okay.
You know, so I think that we too must not only be followers, but we must take the charge sometime and try to be the leaders in some of these things.
Why no to gay marriage?
I am a firm believer of the Bible. God made Adam, and he saw that Adam was lonely, and he made Eve. He got to make Steve. And I would just leave it as that.
Okay. Do you think that we are at a place, you talked about the legalization of marijuana, where it could be properly regulated? I mean, many people have done it. You talked about St. Vincent, Antigua, the USA, but do you firmly believe that we, in this territory, are actually at a place where we could regulate it to the point that it is more of a betterment to us than a harm?
The whole thing is information is key to anything. We must hold forums whereby we could engage, especially the young persons that use marijuana. They're using it anyhow. The thing is, they can be used in a safe way, because I mean, you can, when you legalize it, you could have it in small portion of legalities, instead of you just can't walk around with a pound in your pocket and stuff like that. You understand? So you can have whether 10 grams or what it is, that is a control amount that it kind of limits you as to, and then again, you know now that it's legal, so there's no need for you to be walking about with 10 pounds or not 10 pounds, a pound of weed in your pocket. You know, you don't have to show anyone that you could smoke. You can smoke because you've been smoking before, and now it become legalized. Well,
thank you for sharing your thoughts on those. Those are three topical issues that plague our society, and it's good to hear your take on them. We all talk about wanting a better Virgin Islands. What does a better Virgin Islands look like to you?
A better Virgin Islands to me is putting our people first. Putting our people first in every aspect. We must always bear in mind that a politician have one job, and his job is to take care of the people that put him there. You know, for too long, we've been giving away incentives to others, but we left ourselves behind. For example, now we have, after the storm, there's person, we had a whole duty-free concession straight across the board. But then after the duty-free concession is over, there's person who still have hotel aid, there's person who have pioneer status, who still is benefiting from a duty-free standpoint.
Okay.
But now the burden is still upon our local and poor people. So we must strike a balance when it comes to things like that. If you have to, let's say, if you have to go across the board and say, let us retract, for example, pioneer status, and we say we're going to put it across the board at 5 or 10%, straight across the board, it's an opportunity for government to create revenue, because they still have a lot of services and stuff here to render. They still have to fix buildings, they still have to do roads, they still have to do education, they still have to do medical and stuff. So we just can't just continue to give away without meaningful returns.
Okay.
These things need to be repaired. If we extend these things to you, you should be able to take up things like scholarships. This is at the table. We need to negotiate at the table. If we're giving you duty-free concession, we expect you to take up 20 scholarships up at BVI High School. So when you look at it, by the time you don't interact with all of the persons who you give duty-free concession to, through Pioneer Stat or Hotel Aid, you can very well fund the whole entire graduating class.
Okay.
And it's opportunity for our young people, as well as opportunity for government now to use the revenue that they would have put into those scholarships into something else in social services.
Hipolito Deigo Penn, why should the residents of the 7th District vote for you?
First, I'm approachable. I'm very approachable. And I offer a new hope from the one that you're currently experiencing right now. My thing is, we always have to look at the needs of others before we start to look at the needs for ourselves as representative. And I have seen down the road where that has shifted away. We have persons there sitting, they're doing nothing, but the time continue to pass. You're not going to stay there just because you sit in and think that you're not going to get older. You're getting older, you might have a family and stuff like that. So there comes a point where you have to be gainfully employed, or people need opportunities to have trade licenses to do businesses. We have sport tourism, we have ecotourism, we have the heritage tourism, of course, which he just kicked off there lately. But, those are things I think we need to get done. We have the fire station there that is closed. How do we inspire the next generation of young persons who want to aspire to be a fireman? That was one of my things that I wanted to be when I was growing up. My son now is a fireman. I really feel good about that. But we have to get things like that rolling, And I really would like the opportunity to really get a chance to represent my people, because I'm a people's person.
All right. Do you think, in the same breath, that legislators in the BVI should have a time limit on how long they could serve? Take, for example, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, I think it's just 2 terms. Do you think that we should adopt something like that? Or should it remain as is, you run for as long as you want, and if you're elected, you're elected?
Well, I honestly feel that there need to be term limits, because it offers a different experience. It offers new ideas. It's also a road for a next person, a next generation of persons. So instead of having one person just running out, maybe sometime a whole generation. You understand? Where does that leave us in terms of the same thing with bridging the gap? You know what I mean? If you have a continuous shift with persons all the time through succession planning, then you'll find that it won't have no widening in the gap, because there's always a fresh idea coming in, and the person could continue to relate all the time. All
right. Let's play a little game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if my interviewees enjoy this game, but I have a lot of fun. I'm going to ask you some impromptu questions. This is what I like to call, I bet they didn't know. And you're going to give me the first answer that comes to your head, okay? Childhood celebrity crush.
I really say well a childhood celebrity crush.
Or celebrity crush in general.
I just had some people that I used to like, used to be on TV, but I won't use the word crush because I'm a man and they were men,
Okay.
For example, the actor, what's his name again?
More like role models, Denzel?
Yeah, no, not Denzel. He was one of the stars in Heat.
That'd probably be before my time.
Yeah. I forgot the name. It was right down my lip. I just forgot it.
All right. Secret talent. Do you have a secret talent?
Well, I have a knack for for trucks and stuff, looking for trucks on the internet. And I think I mastered that. I had a lot of experience dealing with some folks in America, and I have a pretty good idea on that. So a lot of folks come to me to help them to get trucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure. You skip that one?
Yeah.
All right. A luxury you can't live without.
A cell phone, man.
A cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Communication is key.
All right. What food can you eat every day?
Well, let's say this, I came from humble beginnings. Not me up anything fast. Macaroni and cheese with Vienna sausage, corned beef and rice. I'm one of the normal guys, a sandwich,
Okay. That's what's up. The best compliment you've ever gotten?
People take you to be less than what you are, but you know that you're a lot more than that.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Hipolito Deigo Penn, thank you so much, just for the record.
Thank you very much, sir.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.